Hello everyone, welcome. So today, and excuse my hair, I just washed it so it's all ugh. Welcome to my video, stream, whatever you want to call it. Today I'm going to be unboxing Hakuoki Chronicles of Wind and Blossom, which I'm super excited about. This has been out on, I think, there's been one for the PSP, but that only had 6 characters or something. And then there was one that was out for the PS Vita, which had Kyoto Winds and Edo Blossoms, and it was basically the common route, which is really long, and then Edo Blossoms was the individual routes almost. I haven't actually played Edo Blossoms, crazily enough, so I guess when I play one of these routes, it's going to be very I don't know, because it will be going through the entire thing, it's going to be very different. Oh, it was also out on PC as Kyoto Winds and Edo Blossoms as well. And yes, it's been out on different platforms over the years, but I don't think many of us expected it to be out on the Switch, to be honest. It was in Japan, but in English you wouldn't expect it, so I think quite a few of us were really excited. But I must say it is thanks to Raggedy and Nova and Eleanor, who donated money so that I could actually buy this. So you know what, I think that actually, I remember that almost brought tears to my eyes, and I don't know why. I think I was having a really rough month or something, and yeah, so it meant a lot because it sort of felt more like friends buying me a gift. I get donations here and there, which means a lot to me, but for some reason when it's towards an item, it feels extra sentimental, so I really appreciated that, so thank you. Now, I may as well, I don't know whether to wait a little bit. I know I've got a few people there watching already, but I don't know whether to wait a little bit to see if any more join or just go ahead with it. Hey Nova, welcome! I wonder if they'll port it to the Switch sequel too when that comes out. Oh, that would be cool. I'd like that. And do let me know if my voice is too loud, too quiet. Hi Raggedy! Hi Hattori! I'm so excited. It's so... You'd think after having a shower it would be cooler, but for some reason I've had a shower and now I'm overheating. And it feels like the wet in my hair is sweat when it's just water. It's so uncomfortable. Cloudy, welcome! I'm doing alright, yeah. I have been taking a break from social media a little bit, but I don't know, I have been on a bit more of a book binging sort of moment. So I've been binging a load of books, but then now I'm burnt out reading books, so I've returned to Otome. So at the moment I've been playing Utakata no Yukuro. I just finished Yoriru. That was interesting to say the least. But yeah, no, it's been a fun ride. It feels like humidity, yeah, even though I just feel really sticky even though this is water. This isn't greasy hair, just so you know. I'm hygienic. I'm a bit of a germaphobe, in fact. Hi, Kennedy, welcome. Ooh, you're out on a date? How exciting. In fact, let me message Cassie because I think I should probably tell her that I'm streaming on YouTube today. Yeah, I don't stream on YouTube very often recently, do I? I used to be on here. I'm just trying to focus on my Twitch more for when it comes to streams. I'm streaming on YouTube today. May as well put it on my stories, right? Oh, but I don't have any good photos. Do I put up a cute parasite picture? As if that has anything to do with my with this stream. I should have thought about this better. Are there any appropriate photos? There's pictures of like cookies I've baked. A picture of birds, maybe? Let's do that. How do I put a I'm like such a granny when it comes to like Instagram and stuff. Love how Kanti is multitasking 3D voice and 2D voice. It's so true. Obsessed with the little jars on the window. I don't know why, but okay, let me go through my jars. Not that you care, but like I have to talk about it now. So I've got, I don't know why, but I've got aquarium salts there. I've got one of those like, ooh, science nonsense thermometers with like little icy stuff at the bottom. I've got 3 little ones with gemstones. I've got one with questionable things, one with sea glass, one with swan feathers, one with fairy dust that I got when I was like 10, one with the star sand from Okinawa, one with just random bits of glass, I don't know why, and one with gemstones, and that one at the edge has got a Marimo ball in it. So that's what is in those jars. Hi Lumio, welcome. You're on the date with Cat T. How sweet. Enjoy, you guys. The activity listening to Lily's stream. Oh no, he closed the stream, Gren. You guys make me laugh. Oh, it's so warm. It wasn't this warm before the shower. Now, how do I add... I love it how I'm like, how do I add a link? I don't understand. I just want to share it on my Instagram. That's all I want to do. I'm such a granny. I think it's also because I'm streaming right now. I shouldn't be on my phone, if you know what I mean. That clearly isn't how to do it. Oh, no, that's not how to do it. Oh, no. Oh, is there a link one here? Ah, there we go. Hakuoki unboxing. That is such ugly letters. Gonna keep it basic. Can I like increase the size? There we go, that's more like it. Using Bertie as bait. Oh dear. Swan feathers and fairy dust. I know, right? I'm like, how weird am I? Hi Cassie, welcome. Hi Mariam, welcome. Hi Marshmallow Fluff. Gosh, everyone's coming along. Is Gengar your favorite Pokemon, Peachy? Yes, Gengar is my favorite Pokemon. I've got so many of them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Gengars plus a Ditto pretending to be a Gengar and a Ditto because I like Ditto as well. Who doesn't like the slut of the Pokemon world? Sorry. Oh, poor Ditto. Oh dear. Was that word allowed on YouTube? Is this gonna get put down? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. There we go. Okay, so let me start this unboxing now that I've got like people to chat and enjoy with. So this is for, I know I explained it right at the beginning of my video in this stream already, but this is Hakuoki Chronicles of Wind and Blossom. I think it's a combination of Kyoto Winds and Edo Blossoms that used to be on the PS Vita and on the PC, but like squished into one, and it's on the Switch now. So very exciting. Oh, it's like ASMR effect. I thought Alan from... Hi, White Wings. Welcome. I saw Alan from Cupid Parasite. Yes, he is there. And all of these little things here, that's like mini acrylic stands from Pio Fiore that I got last year. Very exciting. Oh, goodness me, what is that? So, okay, let me put that on the floor. This is a little sticker. I think it's because I got it from PlayAsia. So I get like a sticker that I probably won't use, to be honest, but it's always nice to get cute freebies. About time it came to Switch. It's so true. Now, so this is the box. And don't look at my nails. They're horrific at the moment because I'm in the process of removing them. But, yeah, so... But for those who don't know what this game is about, it's about the Shinsengumi, which is like a group of warriors protecting, I can't remember what. Japanese history was never my forte, unfortunately, so this will help me somewhat learn. I'm drinking tea and grapefruit squash. There we go. I'm always scared I'm gonna, like, I probably say this in, like, literally every unboxing video, but I'm always so scared I'm gonna break the, like, damage the actual box. If I hadn't still not fully finished my Vita versions of them. That's the thing, I don't think my Edo Blossoms is even open. The plastic is probably, it's still sealed, probably. Alan and Gil are my favorites. Nice to see Alan. Oh, you like Gil? That's interesting, because so many people aren't so fond of him. Group of warrior baddies protecting my heart. I mean, that, yeah, that pretty much is right, to be honest. Although I don't know if they will be protecting your heart as opposed to breaking them, because this game is super tragic. Okay, let's see what's inside. So, oh my god, I just realized that my mouse mat is already damaged with tea. I'm so annoyed. It's new as well. Okay, so this is the Switch. It's so pretty. And it says, take the role of a young heroine surrounded by handsome suitors. Immerse yourself in a feudalistic setting inspired by the rich history of Japan. Explore 2 complete otome visual novel adventures and meet an unforgettable cast of characters. And enjoy beautifully illustrated cutscenes and unlock CGs in the gallery as you progress. I don't know why I had to do that, but I'm so excited. The thing is, I already have it, but I wanted to play it on the Switch, you know? Gil is your fave too, I'm with you. Yeah, Hattori, I think Nova likes Gil as well. Oh yeah, Alan and Gil are also my faves. Gil stands unite. I ordered 11th January and got my copy 2nd August. The artbook is beautiful, only shame I'd never got that metal box, but I loved artbook. Which one is the guy in the front of the game? So this is Hijikata. I think he's like basically the leader of the Shinsengumi, I think. And he's kudere, if I remember correctly. Gil's a good boy. I tend to like the genuine types or the sweethearts. Ah, yeah, that's fair. So you like the dere types, basically. Now let's open this up. So I'm thinking of, basically, what I'm thinking of doing is playing like a little bit of it after the unboxing portion. So I shall shove it in my Switch while I do the rest of the unboxing. Oh my god, what is going on? So that it does like all the downloads and all of that nonsense, you know. Let's see what it's like inside. Ooh, you get a, look how old school this is. It comes with a manual. Very 2000s, sorry. The millennial in me is way too excited to see that. So you've got like a little map of Japan. And like with the name of, oh, there's Aizu, that's where my mum comes from. Kyoto, Shimi, Osaka. And it's got like little pictures. Genki, not genuine. Oh, right. Oh, he's the one they likes, and yeah, Ray really likes him, I think. Hijikata is tsundere, Saito is kudere. You sure? I remember them being like, I think it's quite debated, to be honest. Because like, yeah, I think it's quite debated, to be honest. Like, because I have been told kudere and tsundere for like both. Hi, King Marshmallow, welcome. Long time no see. How have you been? And it has like, I love it when visual novels have a how to play section. It's like, use up, so this is how you enter your name. Use up to 7 characters to rename the protagonist. Sorry, I don't know why I find that so funny. Encyclopedia. You can check the definition of a term uncovered during the gameplay. It's just funny. Oh, there's a corruption level system. Interesting. This must be the Edo Blossom portion because I don't remember this. Oh, I cannot wait to see how this goes. Oh, and there's an inside art. Just pretty. All I remember is I played a purple-haired guy that looks like that main guy. This game was the first or something as I'm playing the Vita. I can't remember much of it though. Oh, okay, maybe purple-haired guy. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the characters look like actually. So now give me a moment while I okay, that's fine. Close. And then I shall... Oh, it looks like I was playing Radiant Tail fan disc previously. I'll put that back in. And then hopefully... so exciting. Okay, looks like I can just play. I thought there might be like updates and all of that nonsense, you know. But let me put that back. And continuing on with, I don't know why I feel so happy about the manual. Like, it's so silly when you think about it. Oh my god. Good, just a lot of events. How are you? Oh, a lot of events. Yeah, I've been alright. Nothing too special, to be honest. I've been taking a break from social media. That's like the biggest news, which is hilarious. Oh, unfortunately, my parents' cat started lashing out at my stepfather, so they're not sure what to do. He got really, like, he got infected and everything. It was really bad. My love for those them cold guys blossom all because I wonder which one it was. Maybe it's Saito or Soma. No, not Saito Soma, sorry, I don't know why. Wait, is that his name? I can't... Oh look, it comes with a certificate. I didn't realise. I'm apparently 498 out of 2000. It would have been cool if I was 500, but it's cool that they give you a certificate. Oh yes, I hope you're feeling better. I saw Twitter things. I got so fed up of like seeing drama and like clout chasers and then like people who don't like me. Kinda wish Deime Roku, Dawn of the Shinsengumi, was also in this convo. Which one's that? Is that like the fan disc or something? Saito? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty cool. We get little stickers. Oh, adorable. Chibi art stickers. I remember everything is falling everywhere, sorry. Oh God, I apologize for the noise. But I remember playing this guy. This guy was the very first route, and tragic is like too simple of a word to describe how I felt after. Not even like the whole route. I only played Kyoto Winds, which is part 1, so or like the common route, and I didn't realize that Otome Games got this sad. I thought it was just gonna be happy, fluffy, lovey-dovey stuff, but oh dear God. I still remember playing Kyoto Winds, finishing one of the routes and like feeling almost despair because I hadn't like prepared my heart for that. I played this with the mentality of going into like Cupid Parasite or like a rom-com where it's all gonna end happily ever after. Oh, how wrong I was. Oh my God, I felt so awful for like hours. Maybe even like 2 days because I just wasn't prepared for it. Oh yeah, I've seen that a lot in my community as well, but also worse things like stealing people's partners. Oh God. What? Saito said he's not really Tsundere, he just is finding himself tool to be used for. It's not all the time one usually look like. Chikage's embodiment of Ore-sama Okitakulis Yandere, but lovely one. Sadly, he. Ember's cut! Spoilers! Don't go around saying all of these details, okay? Because everyone here is gonna not know. They're all gonna know the plot if you keep on, like, saying all these details. But yeah, I remember liking Chikage the most because I think I played Okita, Harada, and Shikage for Kyoto Winds, so part 1, not part 2. Is there happily ever after in this game? I think there is. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it is. It's I think the 3rd game with the male main character. Oh, I didn't know there was a male main character one. Interesting. Now this is the original soundtrack, which I'm really looking forward to be honest. Because I remember, like, I think it's the the menu background music of this game that's always stuck in my head, you know? Okay, so it's okay. At least it wasn't too many details, just like surface scratchings. I'm just being extra precaution, you know, because a lot of people come to my streams and videos expecting like spoiler free. That's all. But yeah, I'm really happy whenever limited editions give me a CD that's some soundtrack. I'm like, yay about it. Now this is the art book. I think M. Buzzkill was saying this was really pretty. Let's see. The following pages contain spoilers for the game. Okay, I know some of them, so. Okay, so this is the story. Probably like, kind of like the blurb almost. I love it how I'm like this. I don't want to bend it too much. Story. 1863. As the end of the Bakumatsu period draws closer, a lone Chizuru Yukimura travels from Edo to Kyoto in hopes of searching for her father with whom she previously lost contact. As she ventures through the unfamiliar city in the dark of night, she is suddenly attacked by a gang of Ronin. Amidst the chaos, strange, frenzied figures appear hungry for the taste of blood. Just as all hope seems lost, mysterious men clad in blue jackets appear on the scene. After their encounter, Chizuru lives with the men of the Shinsengumi to fulfill their common goal, seeking out her missing father. She and the Shinsengumi soon encounter a number of mysterious characters, not all of them friendly. Eventually, Chizuru finds herself uncovering the secrets of the Shinsengumi, the Furies. This tale is about a girl who allies with the men of Shinsengumi, who are struggling to uphold their faith in an era of rapid social change in Japan. So that is kind of like the blurb, I guess. Code of conduct. And this is like kind of describing all the different characters, I suppose. Oh my god, there are so many of them. There are so many love interests. Oh, this is the Shinsengumi chain of command. So you've got chief, which is Kondo. And then you've got commander, which is Hijikata, the guy on the front. Then you've got all the commanders. Interesting. And then you've got the chibi art. Hearing the blurb again makes me want to play it. Oh my gosh, you should get it, Cassie. It's the 1900 babies and us that appreciate game manuals and CDs. It's so true. I love the manuals. I don't know, it's so exciting to flick through. Rip walkthrough books too. I still have one for Final Fantasy 13. We tried to sell it back to a game shop and they were like, lol, these are obsolete. Yes, but they were gorgeous still. Oh my gosh, walkthrough books. They're probably like a relic now. Oh, okay, we're going into spoiler territory now. I have not played the game, so I don't want to see the CGs either, so. But yeah, that kind of is what's in sort of the limited edition. You get, of course, the game. You get the soundtrack. You get a couple of chibi stickers. You get the certificate. I like it when they add a certificate. It feels like an actual limited edition when you've got like the actual, like how many there are and like the number. I don't know, it feels more legit, if you know what I mean. So I'm happy about that. And then of course the art book. So that is what you will find in here. Now let me be really careful as I put these things away. And then, oh, I guess I don't want to, I'll put this here. And then, wait, how does this work? Oh. Oh, I hear Bertie scratching at the door. Oh, there we go. Then that is the soundtrack, which goes in like that. And this should now close. And I can put it somewhere. I'm not quite sure yet because it's quite full. I'll think about where to put it. For now, I'll put it on my bookshelf. That's what's up. Come on then. Letting Bertie back in as well. Want to say hi to everyone? Come here. Boost. So Puppy here. He's a little over a year old now. He isn't too happy being picked up like this. He's like sniffing. That's a game, Bert, and you don't want to lick it because Switch games are bitter. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, it's warm. I didn't think. Hey, sir. Oh my god, why is he making so much noise? What is this? Anyway, let's see what you guys have to say. Do you not have a toy? I'm happy to play with you, but sorry. But let's see, I think I didn't play any historical otome like that yet. Oh, I do like historical otome, and I've got Bertie hair in my nose, I think. They're good. I quite like historical otome. Usually they are a little bit less on the romance side because they're focusing so much on the history. But the story's usually pretty solid. Yes, the certificate makes me feel validated. Yes, it really does. I don't know what it is. And welcome, Rose Ember. I should get it done. Look, he's so big now. I know, he's grown. He's not quite an adult, but oh my god, you're so big since I last saw pics of him. So cute. Did you always have bunny ears mounted on your chair? Only I realized it. No, oh god. Yeah, no, this chair's like not quite a year old. Probably like 8 months old. I don't know why I'm adding an age to a chair, but he's getting larger for sure. This is his max though. He wants to say hi to the fans again. He wants attention. Oh god. He wants attention all the time. That's why I, you know, put him outside. Because and I've got Bertie hair on my nose somewhere. You know when you can feel something? Oh god. That's sorry. You know when you can feel that there's a hair on your nose? He wants to review the game too. I love how you lured in folks with that, him, and we got to see him too. Thank you. You're welcome, Raggedy. Be cool to play a tournament like that with the Lumio. He knows history of Japan very well, and I don't. Oh, so maybe he might enjoy it too then. Who's older, the chair or Bertie? Bertie is old. Well, actually, I don't know when the chair was made. Now, okay, so let me turn this off. My ring light so that I don't look like an orange, but who am I kidding? You've all seen me in my not quite worst, but in, you know, when I'm not looking particularly great, so I just put it on because it makes me like look less blemished and more clear. But let me now play the game on my, oh my god. Oh dear me. Okay, so I love it how the camera hasn't refreshed. You got my RVF face there. Oh god. Okay, let's. I need to. There we go. And then I'm like properly multitasking here. He's surprisingly strong for his size. Thank you. Thank you. Good boy. We trained him so that if you say thank you, he lets go of like the toy or whatever. But he does get carried away. Sometimes. Thank you. Come on. Good boy. Now, time for me to play my own game, although I don't think he will let me. But oh god. There we go. He asked where he can romance Takeda Shingen. I don't even know who that is. Like, Japanese history is not my forte. Look how pushy this little bean is. Like, can you see? No, you can't. Well, he's here. This little black fuzzy thing. You're so pushy. You're so pushy. Kanti, he's an ikemen sengoku. Oh, there we go. There is an option. Is that a little sneeze? I love it how like my baby voice comes out when he appears. I guess everyone's like that. Thank you. Good boy. You'd think he'd get bored, but he doesn't, you know? Now, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, get my head. My hair, it's making me overheat, so that's going up. No! Rest! Rest! If he whines again, I've got to kick him out of the room again. Or, I don't know, it could be that he needs to pee. But we shall see. Okay. Let's see if this works. Hopefully the music you can hear. Right, he's gotta go out now. Be right back. Sorry, Butts, but you've got to go out. Look, what's this? Out. Good boy. You stay out there, okay? I don't think it helps that it's, well, I say it's coming up to, it's an hour until it's food time for him. It's getting earlier and earlier. Before he didn't care about food, even when it hit 8 p.m, right? Then he started to get whiny and annoying at 7:30, and then he starts getting annoying at 7, and it's like we had to put up with his whining for half an hour. Now we have to put up with it for an hour, and I'm so confused. Oh my god. We try and ignore him when he's making noise so that, you know, we don't train him to make the noise, but that's it. You motivate me to finally see how this game looks on big screen. This will be my evening after this chat. Let's see if you can stand all this history bomb, but with great comedy and drama. Oh, we're playing it too. I got... Okay, I love you bringing your pets in front of the camera. They sure are beautiful. And I've got like Bertie hair. I like brush him as well, but he still has like fluff coming out of him. I do that. I think it's mobile on PS Vita in English, on Switch but only in JP. He's playing a long game of manipulation. He is. He's too smart. Press the plus. It's this music. I always find this like menu music so exciting, and I don't know why. Just a moment to embrace it. I don't know. It's like the perfect music for drama, you know, like tragedy, blood, death. I don't know, but like war and like Japanese history, and it just feels right. But Birdie is so quiet. Birdie is no longer in the same room as me ever since we've discovered the existence of bird fancier's disease. So the birds are in the, not the living room, but the dining room. Which, in hindsight, doesn't really make much sense. But it works because we don't eat in the dining room as much. That's more like a second living room. And I go there every day to look up, like, take them out and stuff. It's so pretty. I love this game. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, and incidents mentioned in this work are... Okay, right. So we start with Kyoto wins. I'm just gonna like pick options as I go along that feel right. And then whatever character we end up going down is, you know... Because if I remember correctly, that it wasn't very clear cut. Oh, this stupid fur in my mouth. Do let me know if the music is too loud or too quiet, or I'm speaking too loud and all that. I am relying heavily on you guys. So this is Kyoto. Okay, one thing that I do need to change is... I couldn't help but let out a sigh of amazement. Even simple hellos between people passing in the street seemed warm and friendly. They nodded and smiled to one another as if family and not strangers about on errands. Still, there was something about the city that felt strangely cold. Almost as though there was a great invisible wall shutting out anyone wandering in from the country. I'm not sure if I belong here. No, that's all in my head. I had walked quite some distance to reach Kyoto, and both my mind and body were exhausted. Even so, that was no reason to stand still and feel sorry for myself. Excuse me. I mustered my courage and called out to a passerby. I'm sorry, I seem to be a bit lost. Could you? What should I do now? I was lost again, but in a different sort of way. I sighed and looked up at the darkening sky. The sun was beginning to set. The people weren't unkind, and they'd given me the directions I needed, but I didn't expect him to be absent. Learning the person I'd hoped to visit was away left me at a loss for what to do. Besides father, the only person in the city who I could rely on was Dr. Matsumoto. Background music is good. What is that? Mic is good. I think the VA's voice will be good too. Okay, thank you, Rosemba. Appreciate it. Dr. Matsumoto was a doctor serving the shogun. I should probably go through and actually... Okay, let me go through this. So, Yukimura Kodo is the protagonist's father. He has been missing since shortly after his arrival. And this is what you would expect them to look like. Not the ikemen, you know? And Ryojin Matsumoto is a respected doctor working for the Tokugawa shogunate. Dr. Matsumoto was doctor serving a shogun. A shogunate is a military government run by samurai. Here refers to the Tokugawa shogunate. Lot of learning. I had never met him myself, but my father put a great deal of trust in him. He had told me that if I ran into any trouble in his absence, I was to contact Dr. Matsumoto. Unfortunately, it seemed like Dr. Matsumoto was out on business and would not return for some time. Was I too hasty? Perhaps I should have waited. It was indeed rude to visit without warning, which is why I had sent a letter prior to my arrival. But it seemed he had left before it came to him. Perhaps I should have waited for a reply before leaving Edo. But I couldn't wait any longer.
Chizuru.
Is something wrong, father? He paused for a moment and looked at me.
実はな、しばらくの間、京の都へ行くことになった。
Is it for business again? I won't read out the character voices just because I guess I know it's in Japanese, but they say it and I don't really want to repeat it. I feel kind of weird about it. I don't know, I feel shy. This is the only effective way I will learn about Japan history, so this is great. I can relate. He'd been leaving the house more and more frequently, sometimes for days at a time. How long will you be gone?
それはわからん。一月になるか、二月になるか。
Oh. There was no hiding my disappointment. Nonetheless, I wasn't a child anymore. I couldn't beg him not to go. Yes, I'd be lonely, but I was much more worried for him. Please, father, be careful. They say Kyoto is dangerous. He only smiled and nodded.
安心しなさい。お前が心配しないように、今日にいる間はできる限り手紙を書くよ。
All I know about Japanese history I learned from historical otome. Yeah, like this and Birushana. Okay, you promise? Father kept his promise. A new letter arrived so often I scarcely had the time to respond before another would arrive. He told me that he worried about me being home all by myself. Then the letters stopped. A whole month passed with no word. Father. They said Kyoto was full of ronin. It wasn't safe. So ronin are a samurai that left their master and doesn't receive any stipend. They are also known as lordless samurai. Usually a samurai would be paid by the house that employed them. It refers to the domain or clan that a samurai serves. It can also be used after a fashion to refer to the specific person a samurai serves. However, ronin who reported to no house would often rob people in order to make ends meet. They were nothing more than violent criminals hiding behind the image of the samurai. Such was the state of the city of Kyoto, the city of ronin. Was my father safe? I'm more worried for you, Chizuru, all on your own, in darkness. My mind concocted horrible possibilities, and I often found myself more and more depressed. First, I need to find a place to stay. Lost in thought, I didn't notice nightfall descend. Honestly, I feel like I've got fur in my mouth, but it won't come out. I don't know. It's really annoying. Okay, I think it's... No, it's not. It's still there. It's pretty weird. Maybe I'm like getting paranoid. Bidishana, Nightshade, and Yuka from... Is Yuka from The Abyss also historical fiction? I didn't know. Can you make the in-game audio slightly louder? Yeah? There we go, that should be... It could be the VAs as well. Let's have a quick look. Oh. Let's max it. The voice is the important part after all. Hi Zota, welcome! Oh, it just came in the mail? That's so exciting! I hope you enjoy it. If I was honest with myself, I hadn't the faintest idea of how long searching for my father would take. I brought a sum of money with me, enough to last me a month, if used wisely. Ideally, I would find my father in that time, or Dr. Matsumoto would return. In the worst case scenario, I would have to return home without seeing either of them. Well, at any rate, I should try and be as frugal as possible. I lengthened my stride and set off. Fortunately for me, men's clothing assisted with keeping a quicker pace than women's. Travelling alone as a woman was dangerous in more ways than one, so I decided to dress as a man. Smart girl. My disguise proved successful and I'd safely made it all the way to Kyoto. But my safe travels might have led me to let down my guard. Kyoto was not a safe place to be. I should have remembered that. A Yuka isn't set in the past, but it's got... Oh, right, like mythology. Okay. I hadn't realized how real the danger was, and somehow came to think it didn't apply to me. I was about to discover otherwise. Oh, the classic NPC. Eyeless. I spun around. In the street in front of me were 3 ronin. Can I help you? I did my best to keep my voice calm, reaching slowly for my kodachi. So, a kodachi is originally a short katana. By the end of the Edo period, it referred to a large wakizashi. Wakizashi is like a little sword you put by your side. It was usually worn as half of a pair with a larger sword, such as a katana. My father had encouraged me to take sword lessons. I'd kept with them and I did rather well. I was confident enough in defending myself. However, perhaps this overconfidence had invited the situation at hand. I'd let my guard down. Silently cursing myself, I assessed the situation. It would be difficult to take on 3 at once. Only then did I realize they were far more interested in my kodachi than they were in me. This kodachi was a family heirloom spanning generations. It was very precious to me. There was no way I could give it to the Ronin. Though I had a feeling they wouldn't listen. In such a situation, the best decision was to retreat. I turned and ran as fast as I could. They're still after me. I felt like I'd been running for quite a while, but I could still hear the Ronin cursing loudly. I ducked into a narrow alley. After checking that they hadn't caught up yet, I crept further back into the alley. There were a few wooden boards propped up against the house. I crouched down and hid behind them. With some luck, this would allow me to escape this mess. Huh? I listened carefully, then tilted my head in confusion. I'd expected to hear the Ronin yelling to each other, looking for me, but as seconds turned into minutes, I heard nothing. Suddenly... Oh. So a little bit on the fence about the horror element, but it's supposed to be very good, famously good, so I think... I've heard it's just really tragic, mainly. That's, like, the big thing about it. Hi Vince, welcome! Heard a heat wave in Europe, hope all is good. It's quite warm, I mean, like, I know it sounds bad, but I like heat waves because I'm like, oh, finally it's gonna feel like a summer holiday. I know I shouldn't be saying this because the heat waves are like, oh, it's you know, hints at how the earth is struggling and all of this, like climate change and all of that, but like, I'm like, yay, it's warm. What? Staying silent and hidden should have been the best course of action. However... Fear began to set in. There was something dangerous out there, something lethal. And Rose, let me know if the audio for the voice is still a bit low, and then I'll increase the overall noise again. The thought of what it could possibly be made the fear mount and mount within me. Even so, I could feel an itch of curiosity. I wanted to know what was out there. I peeked around the corner of the road I'd just been on. Just then, I saw the cold reflection of moonlight upon a blade. A light blue jacket fluttering in the wind. Had this person saved me? My naive hope vanished in an instant. Oh god, creepy laugh. No, it's good, clear, perfect. Oh, that's good, okay. I heard the Ronin beg for his life. The person in the blue jacket said nothing, just stepped forward, his sword raised. Already? In that case, I hope the good endings are at least good. I don't like it when the good endings are bad. I shall play maybe 3 routes and make like a first impressions video and let you know whether the good endings were good or whether they were just as sad as the bad. Oh my. A high screeching laugh cut through the man's scream. The blade fell through the air like a butcher's cleaver. It hacked and slashed with no skill whatsoever. The scream turned wet, weakened, and disappeared. Oh, I had just witnessed a murder. My legs gave way. I crumpled to the ground, and yet I couldn't look away. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Ronin was already dead, but the man kept slicing, hacking, piercing, bringing the blade down again and again and again and again. Flesh tore, bones snapped, blood flowed like a river. This was pure madness, the raw animalistic desire to tear apart human life. This was no human being. This was something broken. My throat clenched tightly. A warm, dark smell brushed against my face. I slowly recognized the coppery tang of blood. An icy bolt of fear ran down my spine. crawling into my limbs and freezing me in place. I was terrified. What was I going to do? What could I do? I have to run. I forced my jaw open and drew a ragged breath. This was the only chance I'd get. I had to. Still numb with fear, I stumbled against the stacked wood. It collapsed with a rough clatter. Oh, of course. Of course, it's classic. I know, right? The blood splatters. So this game has romance in it, right? Nova. Oh dear. It's okay, Zolta, but you know, it's good to mentally prepare yourself if there are only bad endings, I guess. Oh, I like this, like, effect. The creatures turned, coats drenched in blood, the eyes locked into mine. Hideous grins split their inhuman faces, shaking with excitement at their new prey. I had to run. I didn't want to die, but my legs refused to move. The hideous cackling laughter echoed. I was going to die. My body was frozen in terror. I couldn't even scream. And then... Shaking! Huh? Right as their bloody swords were about to cut through me, a white flash of light slashed through them. I heard fresh blood splatter on the ground. I could feel it, warm and sticky. Bile began to rise in my throat, but before disgust took hold, I heard a voice. The words suggested disappointment, but the voice sounded happy. As he complained, the strange man smiled as if he were enjoying himself. The man called Hajime gave a sigh, as if he'd suffered his companion for far longer than he wanted, and looked at me. His tone was light, but it confirmed my fears. Is it just me, or it feels like these sprites feel so nostalgic, like almost, I don't know, old school maybe? I don't know why I'm so excited about it. Oh dear. This is an unpopular opinion, but this type of damsel in distress is satisfying. Oh, you make me laugh, Cassie. But I agree. I like being the damsel in distress. I was far from safe. Huh? Then there was someone else who they reported to? As I took in their words, I suddenly remembered hearing about an organization whose men wore blue jackets. Ah! A shape slid into view. Gosh, all these CGs, we're very spoiled. Oh. Oh, indeed. The moonlight shone off his smooth, dark hair. It took my breath away. In that moment, the light on his hair made me think of fleeting petals floating on the wind, almost as if the cherry trees are blooming out of season. His voice was cold and quiet, like a blade of ice. White moonlight lit his slender face. It reflected off the blade pointed at my chest. But it wasn't the sword making my breath catch. It was his eyes. They were fierce and hard, but somewhere behind them I could catch a glimpse of something else. There could be no doubt that he was prepared to kill me. And yet, he seemed troubled. The way his emotions wavered in his eyes seemed altogether human.
いいか、逃げるなよ。背を向ければ切る。
I nodded. This wasn't a threat or a warning, simply a cold statement of fact. He stared at me for a moment, then grimaced, and put his sword away, heaving a deep sigh. Huh? I let out a gasp, surprised at how easily he had sheathed his sword. And it quickly became apparent that I wasn't the only one.
あれいいんですか、土方さん。この子、さっきの見ちゃったんですよ。
I do like Okita. He seems so like, I don't know, mischievous almost. Hi Patrice, welcome. I played this on the Vita. Oh my god, the music is is it different? I can't remember. I'm weak for purple features. Nice CG, but he looks possessed unless he is an actual demon. Those eyes. Yeah, they're cool, aren't they? His eyes narrowed. The man called Hijikata frowned back at him.
いちいち余計なことを喋るんじゃねえよ。
Oh, I don't know why, but I like it when he gets angry. I don't know why. I think it's the voice actor.
下手な話を聞かせちまうと始末せざるを得なくなるだろうが。
It was clear enough that I'd seen something I shouldn't have. Something they wanted to keep hidden. The more they said, the more I would know, and it was clear none of us wanted such a thing.
この子を生かしておいても厄介なことにしかならないと思いますけどね。
The way he looked at me made me feel as if he'd read my mind.
とにかく殺せばいいってもんじゃねえだろう。こいつの処分は帰ってから決める。
I like the way they speak, that it's very like, I don't know, kind of deep and rough around the edges, you know? I can't believe it's been 10 years. I might have to buy this again. I think you should. I'm just if you're like umming and ahhing about it, then I think this stream is, you know, or video if you're watching this later, is like a sign. Oh dear.
俺は副長の判断に賛成です。ここに長くとどまれば他の者に見つかるかもしれない。
Oh, his voice is really nice. Then he looked down at the creature he'd killed, as if just remembering its existence.
こうも血に狂うとは、やはり実務に使える代物ではないようです。
Oh my god, is it just me? I really like Saito's voice.
頭の痛い話だ。
He looked down at the corpse, his face emotionless. Then he suddenly shot a glare at the other two, frowning in clear irritation.
つうかお前ら、土方とか副長とか呼んでんじゃねえよ。伏せろ。
Gosh, he's so... I don't remember him being so, like... I don't know. Not quite angry, but so, like... leaderish, I guess. Manly men voices, exactly. It feels like I'm playing Yakuza 0 again.
へえ、伏せるも何もこの大服を着てる時点でバレバレだと思いますけど。
He was right. Even I had heard stories about a gang of cruel men in blue coats who cut people down in the streets. However, I knew I was better off not thinking about it too hard. Even so, in my mind swirled a pool of worries and thoughts, almost as if I was being drawn into their world before I'd even realized it. A world where there was nothing strange about conversing in the dead of the night with corpses for company.
死体の処理はいかように、肉体的な異常は特に現れていないようですが。
Hijikata thought for a moment before he spoke.
羽織だけ脱がせとけ。あとは観察の方で何とかする。
承知しました。
新選組の大使が切り殺されてるなんて 僕たちにとっても一大事ですしね。
The man snickered.
あとはここにいたやつが黙ってりゃ世間も勝手に納得してくれるだろうよ。
He looked directly at me, and I got the distinct feeling his words weren't for his companions. It was common for people to be murdered in Kyoto. It was a dangerous city after all. I knew that, of course. But still, this was frightening. People had died right in front of me. If death was such an easy thing in Kyoto, I thought then the city itself must surely be mad.
ねえ、ところでさ、助けてあげたのに、お礼の一つもないの。
Huh? My eyes went wide when he suddenly addressed me. What do you mean you saved me? He did have a point. Despite their threats, they had saved my life. I stood up as steadily as I could manage, brushed some dirt off my clothes, and bowed. Thank you very much. I apologize for not thanking you earlier. There was so much going on, I was a little confused. I glanced up at them, tentatively. The man called Hajime was staring at me in something resembling shock. Hijikata looked as though he'd taken a bite of something sour. You always seem to look that way. I know it sounds strange, but he told me I should say thanks. I looked up to see the third man shaking with laughter.
あ、ごめん。そうだよね。僕が言ったんだもんね。
He was laughing so hard that he was forced to wipe a few tears from his eyes as he straightened up.
どういたしまして。僕は沖田総司と言います。礼儀正しい子は嫌いじゃないよ。
Lumia complains hairstyles are not samurai style. It's because samurai style is no longer the in thing. I like the hair, it looks nice. I wish men still dress like this. Nova. That emo one, I love it. Saito voice is calming, like water running down a river. They chose Sei perfectly, but yeah, originally Miyabu Wolves survived 6 years, if you remember. Anime itself ran 12 years. Ah, interesting. I love that. Calming, like water running down a river. I like that, Muska. I like how much passion you put into that description. It's fun. Thank you for helping me. Not quite sure what else to do, I bowed again.
君を助けてくれたのが斉藤はじめくん。それでこっちの偉そうなのが。
偉そう。I love that.
わざわざ紹介してんじゃねえよ。
Oh my gosh, I don't remember Hijikata being this like rough around the edges. I love it.
副長、お気持ちはわかりますが、まず移動を。
What does the main character look like? She looks like the girl that's on the left in this, you know, the square. You see her right at the beginning when you pick a name, but yeah, unfortunately she doesn't have a profile. In response to Hijikata's stunned words, the man called Saito spoke with quiet urgency. Okita grabbed hold of my wrist, smiled, and led me down the street. His grip was too tight to be friendly. There was no question about my situation. If I were to run, they would kill me instantly. My life was in the hands of these strange men. I set my jaw and stood up as straight as I could. My eyes met Saito's gaze as he looked up from the blood-stained jacket he was holding.
己のために最悪を想定しておけ。さしていいようには転ばない。
His words were like a dagger in my stomach. What would happen to me? Was I going to die? As we walked through the bleak Kyoto night, I felt terror crawl its way up my spine once again. The cause wasn't worry over what fate awaited me. I I had carried on a conversation with these men, standing next to warm corpses soaked in blood. That I had been able to do such a thing terrified me. Perhaps I had also begun to go insane. Ooh! Oh, this opening music is so good. I don't care if this video gets demonetized. We're listening to it. What does they've milked this series for about a decade now, and considering how in depth the story goes, I can't blame them for re-releasing this game. Yeah, they have they constantly release almost spin-offs, right? I've only played a teeny bit of Kyoto Winds, so I really should kind of explore it a bit more. Tsundere, it's not quite. I mean, okay, maybe when I see him in love, I'll maybe think he's tsundere. At the moment, he just seems kind of like the delinquent type. I didn't want to buy Hakuoki for the fourth time, but Saito makes me change my mind. It always seems to be Saito. Hijikata just reminds me cat-facing water sprinkler. Oh, hey Ravens, welcome. I used to go hard for Heisuke, but now it beats Pokita. Oh yeah? I think Kazama will always be my favorite. I love the Ore-sama trope. Oh my god, so nostalgic. This song is so, I love this opening theme. Oh look, his hair is moving. Give me a moment, I need to reply to someone. Sorry, just give me a moment. I do apologize. I know I'm being very rude being on my phone. There we go. Okay. My mortal enemy guaranteed. Are these historical people or thought up? I believe they are historical people. Makes this one of the oldest. I think it was 97 if I remember. I think they've been milking this game such a long time. You're eating? Oh, I'm kind of jealous. I'm a bit hungry. I'd say Hakuoki is what made otome games so big. Yeah, I heard it's Hakuoki which made the visual novel style. So previous to Hakuoki, there were more gameplay included otome games, but Hakuoki made the visual novel style most popular or something like that, which is why it became more prominent to have it in visual novel style only as opposed to including gameplay and stuff. By automate, of course, because neo-romance is always gameplay and such. Was it morning? What happened to me? Right. I remember. All at once, the events of the previous night rushed back to me. This wasn't my room. My limbs were tightly bound, so all I could do was twist around like a worm on the futon. If I were to be allowed one wish, it would have been to wake up in the comfort of my own warm bed. If only this was just a bad dream. Those men from the night before had dragged me to their headquarters. The headquarters of the Shinsengumi. So, the Shinsengumi are a military unit made up of Ronin, the purpose of which was to restore public order in Kyoto and counteract the local anti-shogunate forces, so like a defense crew. Okay, give me a moment, I need to reply. It's basically my boyfriend trying to kind of console me almost. So basically I understand why my parents... So I'm having a birthday party next week. But unfortunately on that exact same day, my stepfather and my mother were invited to go to like some wedding party thing. And my stepbrother's going to be there as well, who is leaving to Saudi Arabia at the end of this month. But it means that they can't really come to my birthday party properly, only to like pop in for 30 minutes or something. And I'm a bit like, so don't get me wrong, I'm going to celebrate my birthday at dinner this weekend. Well, Friday. And then I'll probably see them on my actual birthday anyway. But I don't know, I feel like, I don't know what it is, but I feel a little bit miffed that they can't come to my birthday party. I just feel almost like they've prioritized the other thing over my thing. Even though, logically, I can see why they're going to that thing since I live literally like 10 minutes away. I'm going to see them this Friday. I'm going to see them on my actual birthday. So I kind of see the logic, but a small part of me is like, ugh. And I don't think it helps that my stepbrother is like the golden child, right? I guess because he's the son. So he can do no wrong. I'm just sort of like, and because he's at the party, they will say, oh yeah, but this is their chance to say goodbye to him before he goes to Saudi Arabia. I'm sitting there going like, if he wanted to say bye to you, he should come to your house. I'm sorry, but why should you have to go all the way to a wedding just to see him? Like, I just, to me, it makes no sense. Because if I were going to Saudi Arabia, I would go to my parents' house to say goodbye. Before going. I wouldn't expect my parents to go to someone's wedding because I'm there. Like, I don't know, it just really, it bothers me. There's a new Alien movie. Yeah, I think I heard there's a new Alien movie, yeah. It's around birthday. I siding with you should be prioritized over the invitation, right? It's my 30th, for goodness sake. My big 30. The birthday where you lament over the fact that you reached an age where you can no longer tick the 25 to 24 to, or no, 25 to 30 box. You have to pick the 30 to 35 box when you fill out any sort of form. It's that birthday. It's also the birthday where you buy your very first anti-wrinkle cream. So, not only is it a big birthday, it's also the tragic birthday. I don't actually think these things, but I do feel kind of like I'm aging and past my prime. Oh my god. I'm sorry you're going through that. That really sucks. Your birthday is just as important, right? I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit miffed about it. It's not really a big deal. I mean, I've got all my friends who are coming over, but it's true. Your 30th birthday is when you buy your very first anti-wrinkle cream. It's just tradition. Anyway, what will happen to me now? I sighed deeply. It was at that moment that the door slid open and a kind-looking man stepped through.
ああ、目が覚めたかい？すまんな、こんな扱いで。今、縄を緩めるから少し待ってくれ。
Oh, he's actually nice. You sound like Rachel from Friends. Don't give up. Huh? He smiled as he removed my ropes. My wrists, however, were left bound. And you are...
ああ、そうか。私はね、井上源三郎というんだ。
Captain of the Shinsengumi's 6th Division, he studied swordsmanship with Kondo, Hijikata, and Okita. He is sometimes referred to as Gen by his close friends. I need to take notes for my 30th birthday. When's your 30th, Cassie? I thought we were the same age. I feel betrayed. Lol, it's not tragic. Aging is a luxury. That's true. Whenever, like, I think it was a couple of years ago that I was saying how you used to celebrate every single birthday because it's one extra year that you survived. And I feel like the more people die around me, the more I really feel that. God, that became really depressing. Let's think of happy things, like how Genzaburo isn't necessarily the best looking, but his personality certainly shines. Let us know if you like that one. No, you can give them a grandchild. Oh God, no, never. Never. 30 is when women just start to blossom, in my opinion. Okay, that's good. I had that middle child feeling all my life, never good enough. Ugh. I can't, like, I mean, I'm my mum's only child and my stepfather's youngest, but, like, I can't imagine what it's like being middle. 30 is you finally ceasing to be a teenager and becoming a young adult. I'm 33 and I feel like I'm 27. That's probably what I'm gonna be like. Why did I think you're the same age as me? You're younger than me? I feel betrayed. Thank you, Inoue.
さて、ちょっと来てくれるかい？今朝から幹部連中であんたについて話し合っているんだが、ゆうべあんたが何を見たのか確かめておきたいってことになってね。
I understand. I nodded curtly and struggled to stand, my body sore from being bound up all night. Inoue treated me with something like courtesy, but it was clear that I was in a lesser position. He must have been able to guess my thoughts, however, because he smiled at me.
心配しなくても大丈夫さ。なりは怖いが気のいい者たちばかりだよ。
Nice, I like how they give characters profile. Yeah, I quite like it when they give info as well, so you've got a clear-cut understanding. Wait, I think I've told you like years ago, I didn't betray you, never. I'm joking, don't worry. I'm turning 30 next month too. I knew, Cloudy, you were like the same age as me. 80%, when I found 80% never love interest, just kids. Oh, right, yeah. No, the love interests never age. I would turn 31 in September. I was always jealous of people who were born in September because I was always the youngest because the school year starts in September. Even at home, I'd heard rumors about the vicious Shinsengumi. It was hard to imagine that the people in charge of such an organization were good men.
一番年の若い東堂君は君よりちょっと年上くらいだよ。それに長倉君と原田君という賑やかな二人組もいるから大丈夫。
Despite Inoue's reassurances, it was difficult for me to trust his words. Pardon the intrusion. I entered the room Inoue led me to. The leaders of the Shinsengumi were waiting for me. Their eyes dug into me like knives. I froze.
おはよう。昨日はよく眠れた？
I can't say it was comfortable night.
そうなんだ。さっき僕が声をかけた時には君全然起きてくれなかったよね。幸せそうな寝顔でぐっすりだったみたいだけど。
What?
からかわれているだけだ。掃除はあんたの部屋になど行ってない。
Hajime Saito reminds me a little bit of it's one of the Arankaru, was it? In Bleach, the one that's like a green kind of, I don't know, I can't really explain it.
「
I will never understand what you have against having children. You seem like you're... Oh god, no, never. Like, I don't want my body to change. I don't mind other people's children, but I wouldn't want to be around them for too long. They stress me out. Yes, I was also the youngest. You were young. Oh, in England, you would have been the oldest. I am 34 in September, probably the eldest here. I don't actually know. I'm 34 and don't feel a day over 21. Yeah, some people just don't want children. Exactly. Can't blame her for wanting to be child-free given how expensive having it. Exactly, it's expensive. I like pretty things too much. Instead of spending money on my child, I could get a really pretty piece of jewelry. That sounds really bad, but that's the way I see it. It's fine, we're still around the same age. Very true. I think if you don't want a child, better not have it. More people should be not having children, to be honest. Look at some parents. It's true. I'm being responsible. Every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child. Exactly. I like that. That's a very clear and concise way of saying exactly what it is. I'm loving the art, although it does look like all the guys have gone through hell. They probably have. I'm glad to know Louis is also child-free like me. Yes, sir. It's true though. Hi, Seisura, welcome. Oh my god, my friend is pregnant, so I think I don't need to have children anymore. You can just look after and enjoy your friend's baby, and then return the baby when it's getting a bit much. No, never. I'm with you on that. Having kids ages you. Yeah, exactly. I am very like certain about this topic. I silently stared at Okita. So, Soji Okita, captain of the Shinsengumi's 1st Division. His brilliant prowess as a swordsman was developed by training with Kondo and Hijikata. So that's who Okita is. With his grin still plastered along his face, he glanced over to Saito.
もう少しこの子の反応を見たかったんだけどな。はじめくんもひどいよね。勝手にバラすなんてさ。
He's so mischievous, I love it. You're the one who's not very nice, not Saito.
おいてめえら、無駄口ばっか叩いてんじゃねえ。
Ah, he's got such a good voice. I'm fangirling so hard. Hijikata's voice brooked no further insubordination. Okita shrugged, smiling with narrowed eyes, and fell silent. He's got such like a delinquent vibe. The commander of the Shinsengumi, he is Kondo's longtime friend and helped him form the Shinsengumi in Kyoto. Kondo calls him Toshi. Toshizo Hijikata.
でさ、土方さん、そいつが目撃者。
Oh, you got another CG. They're all like glaring at us. It's a bit scary, really. The man who spoke looked particularly young, more like a boy than a man. Maybe this was Todo, the young Shinsengumi captain that Inoue had described to me. Heisuke Todo, captain of the Shinsengumi's 8th Division. He's the youngest captain and is known for being particularly energetic. I keep on hearing people like fangirl over Heisuke, and like looks wise he's really not my type, but then I keep on hearing good things about him, so I'm like really curious now. Society is like, why aren't you having kids? Because having one is expensive. It's so expensive. I have a co-worker who just had her 2nd baby, and right before that she had her car repossessed. People are out here having kids while they're already struggling. It's irresponsible and a disservice. I wholeheartedly agree. You really need to make sure you're financially able to have a child. It's so pricey. Like whenever I hear anyone talking about how much their kids cost, I'm like, what? Thankfully, after war started, my parents stopped asking about grandkids, or anything. Why would anyone want to have a kid around? Because that's one positive thing. Harada, he is pretty. I'd imagine the leaders of the Shinsengumi to be older, maybe even middle-aged men, but most of their faces were still blessed with youth. In fact, One might even confuse them at first glance for a gang of young thugs. They do look like young thugs.
ちっちゃいし細っこいな。まだガキだろこいつ。
お前がガキとか言うなよ、平助。
だな。世間様から見りゃ、平助もこいつも似たようなもんだろうよ。
Aww.
ガキ扱いしていいのは俺みたいな立派な大人になってからだぜ。
立派な大人って。まあ、新八が言っても説得力も何もねえがな。
Two nearby men replied to Tordor with very mocking but light-hearted tones. I somewhat recalled Inoue's description of the two lively members. His mention of them was brief, but seeing them in person I could see what he meant. He said the short-haired one was Nagakura, and the other with longer hair was Harada. So this is Shinpachi Nagakura, the captain of the Shinsengumi's 2nd Division. He's a skilled swordsman, he's upbeat and cheerful, and he frequently helps raise the morale of the men in his command. This is Sanosuke Harada, who is captain of the Shinsengumi's 10th Division. He is very skilled with the spear, which is his weapon of choice. There is a scar on his stomach from an attempted suicide. Oh, that can be a really good backstory to explore.
うるさいな。おじさん2人は黙ってなよ。
Oji-san.
ふざけんなよこのお坊ちゃまが。俺らにそんな口聞いていいと思ってんのか？
平助におじさん呼ばわりされるほど年は食ってねえよ。新八はともかく、俺はな。
てめえ、裏切るのか佐野。
へへ、新八さん図星されて怒るって大人げねえよな。
They were throwing jokes back and forth, but their eyes stayed locked into me. Still, the way they looked at me held something aside from curiosity, like a feeling of animosity. Despite their cheerful levity, they had not forgiven my presence amongst them. Suddenly, I wanted very much to go home. I wanted to leave this place and never return. My chest tightened and I hung my head.
口さがない方ばかりで申し訳ありません。あまり怖がらないでくださいね。
I'm so curious about this character. Oh. His voice was calm and warm, and I felt myself relax, even if only a little bit.
何言ってんだ。一番怖いのはあんただろう、三男さん。
Keisuke Sanan, a colonel in Shinsengumi. He acts primarily as a consultant to the chief of the Shinsengumi, Isami Kondo. The rest of the men nodded solemnly in agreement. Was this person truly that frightening?
おや、心外ですね。皆さんはともかく鬼の副長まで何をおっしゃるんです。私はいつだって新選組の規範を第一に考えているだけですよ。その規範、ご法度を決めたのは土方君、君じゃなかったですか？
確かに決めたのは俺だ。だが、今はそんなことを言ってる時じゃねえだろうな。
Hijikata and the man called Sanan exchanged faint smiles.
トシと三男君は相変わらず仲が良いな。
Hijikata and Sanan's exchange sounded somewhat tense to me and not exactly friendly. Still, the man who spoke had certainly sounded as though he thought they were friends.
ああ、自己紹介が遅れたな。俺が新選組局長、近藤勇だ。
Isami Kondo, one of the founders of the Shinsengumi, an organization created to help keep the peace in Kyoto. He is originally from Edo. When you say chief, do you mean to say you are the most important man in the Shinsengumi?
いや、まあ、俺が偉いわけじゃない。皆の代表ということだよ。
Heisuke is a rowdy loudmouth who is bad with girls because he can't commute. That does sound adorable, to be honest. They do not make parenting sound fun. It sounds exhausting. The way they describe their off days away from kids. That's the thing. I always hear today we get the day off because the kids are with the in-laws or something. I'm like, that's my life every day. Like, the fact that that becomes a blessing. Also, getting a dog put me off of kids as well, because having a puppy is crazy. And to think that that is going to be your life, not for the span of like a month or two, but like for years, I was like, no. And like, puppies are fluffy and cute, so you can kind of forgive them. I don't really, like, I know this sounds bad, but I don't find children that cute. Like, maybe when they're about 3 and they're starting to show their personality a bit more, but like, it's not in the same way I find dogs cute, you know?
それからそこの都市が副長で、横にいる三男君は総長を務めていて、いや
近藤さん、なんでいろいろ教えてやってんだよ、あんたは。
まずいのか。
情報を与える必要がないんだったら黙ってる方が得策なんじゃないですかね。
わざわざ教えてやるきりはないと思うけど。
確かにそうなんだが、紹介しないことには話が進まんだろう。
Harada laughed at how flustered Kondo seemed and proceeded to smooth things over.
ま、ここまで来たら知られて困ることもねえけどな。
Kondo had looked rather disappointed when Hijikata spoke, but he perked up at Harada's words. Watching this exchange, it was easy to see that this man was well liked around here. He had a sort of charisma that simply drew you in, a man who was impossible to hate.
さて、本題に入ろう。まずは改めて昨晩の話を聞かせてくれるか。
I think we can't say too much, but we have to say something.
はい。昨晩、
Okay,
今
I
日
thought he
の
was
夜
asking.
間巡察中に不老の老師と遭遇。相手が刀を抜いたため切り合いとなりました。一部の大使らが老師を無力化しましたが、その折彼らが失敗した様子をこの者に目撃されています。
As he finished, Saito glanced at me. I didn't see anything. Even with my immediate denial, Hijikata continued to stare at me harshly. Saito remained expressionless, and the grin on Okita's face didn't change.
なあ、お前本当に何も見てないのか？
Yes, I didn't see anything.
見てないんならいいんだけどさ。
あれ、掃除の話じゃ、お前が大使どもを助けてくれたって話だったが。
No, that's not true. I glanced over Okita, but his smile remained. Whatever he was thinking was a mystery to me. I was running away from the Ronin. Then some people with Shinsengumi uniforms appeared. I was the one being rescued, if anything.
つまり、大使どもが老師を切り殺してる場面はしっかり見たってわけだな。
I couldn't deny that. But staying silent was tantamount to agreeing.
つまり最初から最後まで一部始終を見てたってことか。
I wouldn't mind being a parent if I could be a dad, but the mother role is way too demanding. Yeah, real, I've got a little brother and a puppy in my home and it's crazy. Oh god. That must be crazy. Like, really crazy. Kids are loud and gross, Beatrice. Wait. I love that. I love your realness on this matter, to be honest. Isn't as high as being a mum. You take out the trash, and if you change a diaper as a dad, you're labelled as a great dad. Oh god. My mum keeps asking me when I'll bring something cute, little and pink cheeks. She wants to be granny so much. It's just as tiring. I promised her miniature pig. For now, she quite a micro pig. Aww. Me too. Love meeting other child-free, like-minded people. I feel like there's more and more people who are not interested in having children though, for similar reasons, and because it does cost a lot of money.
お前、根が素直なんだろうな。それ自体は悪いことじゃないんだろうが。
He trailed off. He seemed to be implying that my presence there was inconvenient for them, so they had no choice but to kill me. My voice shook, but I knew I had to say something. I won't tell anyone.
偶然老子に絡まれていたという君が私たちに敵対するものとまでは言いませんが、君に言うつもりがなくとも相手の誘導尋問に乗せられる可能性はある。
His voice was still warm, but his words were cold, and they hammered in the reality of my situation.
話さないというのは簡単だ。この者が新選組に義理立てする理由もない。
約束を破らない保証なんてないですし、やっぱり解放するのは難しいですよね。ほら、殺しちゃいましょうよ。口封じするならそれが一番じゃないですか。
He's so casual about it. But
そうじ、物騒なことを言うな。お上の民をむやみに殺して何とする。
そんな顔しないでくださいよ。今のはただの冗談ですから。
あんたは冗談に聞こえる冗談を言え。
after being rebuked by Saito, Okita gave a playful smile.
しかし、なんとかならんのかね。まだこんな子供だろう。
私も何とかしてあげたいとは思いますが、うっかり漏らされでもしたら一大事です。さて、私は副長のご意見を伺いたいのですが、いかがですか？
Hijikata heaved a deep sigh.
俺たちは昨晩、指導に背いた大使を粛清した。こいつはその現場に居合わせた。
それだけだとおっしゃりたいんですか？
実際このガキの認識なんざその程度のもんだとは思うんだ。
けどよ、こればっかりは大義のためにも内密にしなきゃなんねえことだよな。新選組の大使は血に狂ってるなんて噂が立ちゃ、俺らのタイムにだって支障が出るぜ。
Shinpachi's words made sense to everyone. Hijikata's face looked grim.
おい、言葉を慎め。俺は指導に背いた大使を粛清したと言ったはずだぞ。
でもまあ、どっちみち見たことは変わらないんですけどね。
I feel like Okita is so harsh. Like, he's just like, oh, kill her. Or him. I guess they think he's a boy.
掃除の意見にも一理あると思うが、まあ、俺は土方さんや近藤さんの決定に従う。
俺は逃がしてやってもいいと思う。こいつは別にあいつらが血に狂った理由を知っちまったわけでもないんだしさ。
Why they went crazy for blood? I couldn't help but wonder aloud, and the room shifted to an icy silence. Oh, Heisuke, you've slipped there a little bit.
助、余計な情報をくれてやるな。
悪い。
ああ、これでますます君の無罪放免が難しくなっちゃったね。
男子たるもの、死ぬ覚悟くらいできてんだろ。お前も諦めて腹くくちまいな。
A man? Of course, they still believed me to be a boy. With everything else that had happened, I'd completely forgotten how I was dressed. Yeah, I got it from PlayAsia.
確かに潔く死ぬのも男の道だな。俺も若い頃は切腹したし。
佐野の場合、まだ生きてるけどな。
Their jokes had a disturbing ring to them.
副長、結論も出ないことですし、一旦この者を部屋に戻してはどうでしょうか。同席させた状態で誰かが機密を漏らせば、処分も何も殺すほかなくなります。
He was right. If I remained with them, then I could easily hear something I wasn't supposed to. I didn't think he'd mentioned it for my sake, but rather as a possible concern for their group. I was still relieved he'd brought it up.
そういうことにするか。ちょっと調べたいこともあるしな。
私もその判断には賛成しますよ。 ここには迂闊な方も多いですしね。
三男さん、わざわざこっち見て言うとかきついよな。
まあ仕方ねえよ。迂闊なのは俺らの担当だろう。主に平助とかな。
そんな責めるなよ。俺だって悪気はなかったんだからさ。
I could hear Tordor's voice rise as everyone turned to look at him. He looked at them for a bit, then turned to me and mumbled in a voice I could barely hear.
あのさ、悪かったな。
I couldn't exactly brush off his mistake, given that my life was at stake. But still, his apology was genuine, so I nodded curtly.
それじゃ斉藤、こいつを頼む。
承知しました。行くぞ。
All right. Annex has been unlocked. After returning to my room, I spent some time reflecting upon my situation, my hands still bound. The rumors spoke of the Shinsengumi as vicious men, but they seemed more human to me. We are not killers, but to protect our code, we must bring death. Or so I felt from their attitudes. If I stay here quietly, they'll kill me. But I don't know if I can convince them to spare me. Just as I had no loyalty to them, they had no loyalty to me. Oh, but now that I think about it, they mentioned a man must always be ready to face death, so they must still be mistaking me for one. Would it change how they saw me if I told them I was actually a girl? But this could just as easily backfire. It was possible they simply wouldn't care less about my gender. Gender? Okay, so first option. I always like saving for the very first option. I feel like if we try to find a way to escape, they'll just follow us and kill us. So I think I'll go for this one. Attempt to explain my situation. I would tell them the truth. Perhaps if I did, they'd understand my dilemma. Maybe they think I'm from Kyoto as well. If I told them I'd only just arrived in Kyoto, they might lower their guard. I didn't know anyone in Kyoto, and I'd only come to look for my father. I haven't even told them I'm a girl. The rest could wait, but I felt that it might be wise to tell them the truth. I took a deep breath and yelled at the top of my lungs. You saved? Excuse me, is anyone there? Oh, every option? Kind of understandable. I feel like this game is the type where one wrong move and then you die. After a few moments, the door slid open, revealing a few faces.
大胆だなお前さん。囚われの身分で俺らを呼びつけるなんてよ。で、自分から声をかけてくるなんざ、そろそろ腹も決まったのか。
No, that's not it. I want you to hear me out.
おそらくあんたの事情は汲めないだろう。それでよければ話すといい。
お前の運のなさには同情する。まあ、成仏してくれな。
ほら、男なら諦めが肝心だろ。
They keep on referring to her like as if she's a boy. They all spoke as if they'd already consigned me to death. It was time to make my choice. I gave up. I guess that's like a death ending or something. Okay, decided to tell them why I'd come to Kyoto. Decided to tell them that I wasn't a boy. Gave up. I think I'll go for the first one to kind of get a feeling. I turned to Saito. He seemed to be the one most likely to hear me out. I'm looking for someone. Unfortunately, I don't actually know anyone in Kyoto. I only got here yesterday afternoon. Oh, okay, right. Look, we got points for Saito. Oh, so he knew that she was a girl.
今の今日は治安があんまし良くねえし、人探しは楽じゃねえよな。って女？
You knew Saito?
少し見ていればわかる。あんたの仕草は女子のものだろう。
ちょっと待ってよ。女って本当なのか？
Is this when he starts acting really weird? Since apparently he's like very awkward with words.
そう言われてみると確かに動きがおしとやかな感じだったような。そうだよな。まあ俺は最初から気がついていたぜ。
Bless him.
俺ってやつは女のことは知らなくて、だから
言葉もないか、シンパチ。女関係は最高に疎いもんな、お前。
Aww.
だってよ、最初に言ってくれなきゃ。
ひとまず副長のもとへ戻るぞ。当然だがあんたにも来てもらう。事情の説明は全員が揃ってから改めて頼む。
Oh, all right. He looked at me silently. I nodded, unsure of what else I could do. And so there I was, once more surrounded by the leaders of the Shinsengumi.
少年にしては華奢で可愛らしい顔をしていると思っていたんだが、まさか本当に女子だったとはな。
Kondo was nodding his head repeatedly as if he were agreeing with a very intelligent suggestion. And I know it's bad, but I'm gonna leave it here, reason being that it is Bertie's food time. But I have thoroughly enjoyed this thus far. I don't know why I'm sounding all like weird. Oh god, what have I done? Oh. I thought I'd made it like stop or something accidentally. It is funny how this game is so realistic, yet only thing that saves us from dying by status plot armor. Will we not look for same man? We will have ending credits rolling already. Oh god. But anyway, thank you guys for coming along. It was lots of fun, and hopefully I will see you all sometime. Oh, remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and hopefully I will see you in another one of my streams or videos. Bye!